Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Today I wanted to share with you some prepping surprises, some things that you can buy to stock up so you have more food in your home, and then some surprising ways that I found to reuse things in my home to make some prepping supplies. We always want to take advantage of the things that we already have, figure out how to repurpose them and use them in other new and unusual ways, because the more ways we figure out how to use the things we have, the more things we actually have. Plus, every day is a great day to save money. Look over your supply of canned meat. Meat is an excellent way to get protein in your diet, and cans of meat come in all kinds of varieties. We go through periods when meat is harder to find, it's more expensive, but it is still something that a lot of us eat on a daily basis. You don't have to look for Spam or Lunch and Loaf. It's just an example of the different kinds of meat that you can find. There are all kinds of other kinds of meats. You can get everything from beef, turkey, chicken, pork. There's all different kinds of meat. You can find them in larger cans, small cans. You can get tuna, salmon, clams, crab meat. Look over your meat supply. Make sure you have a variety and you have a proper amount of meat going forward. If it becomes too expensive, hard to get, or you just don't want to go to the store, then no matter what the day brings, you can continue to make meals for your family out of the food that you have in your Prepper Pantry. Do you have vinegar in your stockpile? Not just apple cider vinegar, but also white vinegar. Maybe you even want some exotic types of balsamics or other kinds of vinegars. There's all different kinds that we can get. Vinegar is great for pickling, preserving, and if you combine your white vinegar with some baking soda, you have great natural cleaners. There's a lot of things that you can do with vinegar and baking soda combinations to keep not only your home clean but yourself. And so there's still food items that are also very versatile. So make sure that you have a good supply of those items, especially if you're going to be canning and pickling this summer. You want to make sure that you have those supplies on hand. Have you taken an inventory of your oils, whether cooking oils, ghee, Crisco? There's all different kinds of oils and fats that we might want to have, but they don't last forever. Make sure that you use, rotate, and replace your oils. Don't let them sit so long that they become rancid. In an emergency situation, you can use oil to make an oil lamp, but we don't want to save up food that's expired and isn't fit to eat anymore simply because we spent the money on it. We want to make sure that we're stockpiling the appropriate amount of food that we can use in a reasonable amount of time. It's the right time of year to stock up on extra seeds. There's still time to plant them where most of us live, and even if you don't want to plant any more, it's great to have some seeds on hand for next year or in an emergency situation in the future, because seeds are, yes, packaged to be the best the year that they're packaged and produced, but they can last longer, especially if you store them cool, dark, and dry. So while seeds are readily available, perhaps you want to have a few extras on hand for the future. I'll put a link to a video I made about how to make your own survival seed stockpile into a vault so that your seeds will have the longest life possible. Figure out what are the seeds that grow best where you actually live, and those might be the ones that are easiest to grow. You want to have some on hand for the future. Next, I made a project out of some of my cans. I took an empty soda can and a can of Campbell's Chunky Soup. Find a can that's larger than your soda can. So once you finish your soda, you want to just take a regular can opener and remove the top. And you can see the top is very smooth, and it's simple to do that. Then I took the can of Chunky Soup and I turned it over to make sure that the bottom has like the regular type of can opener can fit on it. Some of them are curved around and you can't use that kind of can, so look over the cans and make sure that it's one that you can open with a can opener. Then I removed it carefully from the bottom and then rinsed it out. I just held it over the sink and sprayed the water up into it so that I didn't damage the label. Now you want to set those aside and let them be completely dry. You've made your own secret vault out of a can. They sell them on Amazon. They're like $17. This may not be exactly as cool as those, but it certainly works. I can take some cash and roll it up. I put it in a plastic bag just to make sure it's easier to pull back out. You can even take some jewelry, coins, anything you want to stash away. Then simply slide the other can over it, and look, you can put this in the back of your pantry and nobody is going to know the difference. And yeah, if you went to pick it up, you'd know the difference. But say a burglar isn't going to come in and shake and shimmy every single can in your stockpile. It's even better if you choose a can of food that's not your favorite and then put it in the back. Nobody's going to touch it because that's not really what they want, and the food they like is in the front. But then even while it's sitting in the pantry, you can just pull the top off, you can reach in and you can remove your treasure. And just like that, you have a secret hiding place for free. Another container, I have an empty can of nuts, and I can also stash the money in there. I can put some jewelry in there. I can snap on the lid, and yeah, it looks like a can of nuts, but you can put it in the back of the pantry where nobody can really see it, and they're not going to dig to the back of the pantry looking for things, especially if you have as many cans as I do. And so to me, this is a way to put valuables away in my pantry, but just remember where you put things so that they don't become lost for too long. Yeah, you don't want them to be lost, but they probably are not going to be discovered by accident. And so it's up to you to remember that they're there, and then you'll be happy that you were able to make your own secret stash hiding place out of things you already have. I also decided to upgrade my bathroom light fixture because I thought that the globes that were on there were pretty much old and not very pretty anymore. And you can see it's still a very handy light, but it just isn't modern, it isn't pretty anymore. And so I love the new look of the new globes that I put on my light fixture first. So for a very inexpensive amount of money, I could completely change the look of my bathroom light fixture. Then I realized the old globes could work as an emergency lantern. I can take a simple plate, I can take a little candle, I can light the candle, put the globe on top, and I have just a little emergency light that I can put right back in the bathroom and light that candle, and then in a power outage, I can continue to have a nice little bit of light. Put it in front of a mirror and you're going to get double the light from the reflection. So see, think about the things that you have. How can you turn them into something that you need or you want? You can exercise the prepping muscle in your brain to come up with new ideas. So let us know in the comments below, what are some new and unique ways that you've found to use things that you already had on hand, and maybe you thought you were going to throw them away or donate them, and you figured out a way to use them instead. I hope you'll like my video, share it with someone else you think might find it interesting, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.